All right, so I'm gonna run over what we are doing here. So this piece is getting tacked on right now, as you see. It's not gonna stay welded on. So these seams right here, these will get welded together. And this will stay cut apart. And this strip is made out of 16 gauge sheet metal, so it's a little thicker than, you know, say the sheet metal on here. And this is actually our flange. So the fender, the dually fender, will be built off of this. It'll come out, drop down, and angle down, whatever it's gonna do. What we'll end up doing is drilling holes through here. You see there's bolts sticking out here, the studs off the original dually fender off of the Dodge. We'll drill some holes here, stick a bolt through it, really small ones, weld the head on, grind it down a little bit, and so after we're done building the fender, we'll have our studs. So this whole thing will pop off with it. You'll see holes in the quarter panel, and that's how this thing goes on and bolts on. Down here, where I have this ground off, there's a really big dent. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see, but it's big enough to where it got pushed in here and made all this come out. So this is too high. This curves too much right now compared to this. So we got to get that down. And I don't want to just tap it down. I want to get the dent out because this piece of metal rides along right on top of that dent. Now normally I would dolly it out, but in this case, this is a CUDA, and they have a giant brace. See, let me see if I can show you. This thing right here, this chunk of metal running all along the inside of the door, that's a brace, and it's double layers. You can see there's 2 layers of really thick steel, and you can't get back in there behind it. At least I can't. I don't know if maybe PDR guys could. Maybe we should go talk to one, but I don't want to cut the brace. I don't want to cut this out because it's in the middle of the door and you're just asking for more problems welding that back in. So what we're going to do is stud pull it. That's what this thing is, a stud puller. So what we're going to do, for those of you who do not know, these are the studs. So you put these in the front of the gun, and it pretty much just welds these to the door, and then you take this guy here and it goes on the stud, and then it's a slide hammer, so you slide this back and it pulls a little bit at a time the dent out. To show you how bad the dent is, if we get a curvature of the door, which is that, and move that over here, there's light shining through, and you can see the gap. The gap's pretty bad. All right, so far this is what we got. The bolts are welded in. The fender is gonna come off of here, drop down, and roll down to...
Hey, B.
What up?
You gotta check this out.
Okay.
Let's cut this out. To replace this. But all this was horrible.
Oh my God. Y'all look at this. This is the kind of crap we gotta deal with over here.
This thing just popped off. Because it wasn't connected to anything.
Jesus. Wait a minute. There's not even any metal in there.
There's a lot of filler.
God. Yeah, so this is the wheel well lip here. You can see where the quarter panel was. And Tony just cut this out. And it literally just fell off of there because there's no metal. This is supposed to be metal right here. Jesus. This is the inside of the pieces that we deal with. Look how... That's years and years and years of body work done.
Check out that metal work though.
Over and over and over again.
This metal patch.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's galvanized. They just used a piece of, what is this?
Some roofing material.
So like a roofing material, yeah. So this in here, you can see that's the original piece that this is taking place of. Wait, what do we have here? Yeah, so we got the piece they put in, and then they put Bondo all over it. Then you got the original trunk floor extension. This, and then the quarter panel itself. Which I don't even, well, there might be some metal in there.
It's supposed to be in there.
Oh yeah, see it. That is this piece. So that's what we're gonna, that's what Tony's gonna end up putting in. So this,
the trunk floor.
Yeah, and then he's gonna replace this outer wheel well, which you see they come apart right here. So you got an inner wheel well and an outer. And the outer's really jacked up here. Let's look at the other side. So this is how it is going to look.
It's in the process.
In the process, yeah. This is how it's going to look. Of course, you know, you're still gonna replace this one with the other piece that we got, and then a full trunk floor.
We'll take these screws out and weld it in.
Oh yeah, I see the screws. The metal screws all the way around.
So far, so good.
So far, so good, Tony. It's good. All right, we're gonna run back over here. This gap right here is because when you open the door, the fender is gonna open up with it, okay? So just the front portion. And this is what we got right now. So you can see.
It's a lovely profile.
It's a lovely profile. It looks good. I mean, it's fat. Real fat. So this is gonna be coming up in the next video. I don't have time for it in this one. But you can see the width on it. We're sitting in the middle of that outer tire. So you see right here, this line, that line's gonna continue all the way down the door. Why don't you do it? You do it for me, Tony. Show me where the line goes.
I can't see what you're seeing.
That's way too far. There you go, right? Go. Close enough. So you see this line? So that whole portion, it'll have its little portion of the dually fender up here in the front. So then we're just gonna take the door, what the hell do you call this?
Door handle?
We're gonna take the door handle and move it to the outside, Tony. Look, listen. The door handle is gonna end up sitting on the outside of the dually fender, obviously. And then this is just gonna get cut out, reinforced, and we'll be able to use the factory door handle in there. So at any point, you know, when we're going and painting or doing body work, we can take this front portion of the fender off, and you'll have a nice door seam, and it'll look just like it's supposed to look. You can see this line, that tape line, how much that thing pops out. So it's looking pretty good. And then in the next video, you'll see this being made and the back portion of it and this top piece too. And then we're gonna, at some point, have to come in here and make the wheel well lip, because it has a curve out. So we'll do that too. But overall, it's looking pretty good. Thanks for watching. We'll have the other one coming up pretty soon here, actually making the rest of the dually fender. And I can't wait. I want to get it done, get it going. So keep on the lookout for the next video coming up pretty soon. Thanks.